Hey, welcome everybody. All right, welcome back to another FairFigure webinar. We've got Felix, our co-founder here, and guest Robert Green from Eurus Funding calling in from Nashville, Tennessee. How you guys doing?
Amazing. Great weather, great town.
Good to be here in Nashville. First time. So it's really nice out here for whoever has not been here. I don't know if you can hear the echo. There is not much here. But we were here for a SBFE conference, which will be on our social media within the next day or two to show our journey. We've been here for a couple of days now. And then this was an unplanned webinar, guys. But I did bump into Robert Green from Eurus Funding. They are in our marketplace. It was a total surprise, but we were very happy that we were able to get this thing together. And we're here today to talk about how we can get you additional funding while you're with FairFigure or while you're graduating from FairFigure into bigger funding amounts and looking to grow and expand your business financially.
Awesome. Well, before we jump right in, Felix, what's going on with the saloon background?
Howdy,
Welcome to this Cowboy Saloon.
We got this incredible Airbnb, and it was cowboy themed. So we said, you know what? Why don't we just set up shop in here? And here we are.
Yeah, I think this is fun. I'm calling in from Salt Lake City, Utah, as usual, and you guys were just showing this to me the other day, and you were showing me got a little bar there on the side, got the whole saloon vibe going on with some drinks. So this is fun.
Yeah.
We're feeling the Nashville vibes.
There you go.
Yeah, we just don't have a bartender at the moment. It's still a little early. It's only noon here.
We'll work on that. The day is young.
Yes.
So over in the comments here, I'm seeing Ebony, Dylan, Dan, Sean. Welcome. I know a lot of Ebony and Dan, Daryl Jackson. I've seen you guys in previous webinars. Remind us where you guys calling in from. Just drop a comment. Let us know where you're calling in from. We see people are gradually joining the webinars. We're getting started. I'm seeing more people hop on every minute here. Anyways, while you guys are dropping a comment, so you mentioned you're at the SBFE conference. Small Business Financial Exchange. So who are the kind of people you've been talking with and rubbing shoulders with?
Equifax, Experian, DMB, they're all here. As a matter of fact, they actually report up to SBFE their financial trade lines, and then SBFE uses their reports and makes them only available to the financial institutions. So the reason you don't see this report available on our website or even on NAB's website, because it's not available to the public. And some of the things that we have been working on with our boots on the ground here at the SBFE event is we're lobbying for our clients to be able to see their SBFE data, because if they don't know what's reporting on there, how do they know what's on there, what's preventing them from the next big move? They really enjoyed our feedback. We are working on it, so we're very hopeful that before the end of this year, we will be able to show and display the SBFE report. But at the moment, it just does not exist. So don't worry if you're out there scavenging the internet, trying to see what your SBFE report looks like. I'm gonna save you the time, guys. It just doesn't exist for public consumption. Even though it's a report about you, you're not able to see it, which is like the catch-22. And this is what we're lobbying for our clients to be able to see their SBFE reports. Well, whether you know or not, FairFigure does continuously report to the SBFE. So if you are a Lyft client at the moment, your financial trade line is being reported to them. Just can't see it.
That's a great little tip. Thanks for dropping that in. And I love that you guys are rubbing shoulders with the big wigs. That's what we're all about here at FairFigure. And without further ado, let's get into it. Before we do, we've got was Dylan calling from Alaska, Cosette from Chicago, Sean from Atlanta baby, Dan from Toronto, our Canadian friend. We've got Ebony, you're in Mississippi. Oh, you are famous, Ebony. And Dexter. All right, well, thanks for joining us, guys, again. So we've got Rob Green, Eurus Funding founder and CEO, revenue-based financing lender, an option for financing that, if I remember correctly from our conversation before, doesn't even necessarily need to look at your personal credit. So without further ado, Rob, we want to hear from you. Could you just give us a little bit of background about Eurus Funding and what you do?
All right, so Eurus Funding, we're a revenue-based finance company. We base everything off of the revenue. A little bit background about me and how I started. Started very young, right? I looked into school and this and that. I couldn't do it, but I was always a hustler, right? I ended up going to work very early, 14, 15 years old, started busboying, this, that. Eventually got to a point where I opened up a deli. And then anybody from New York, everybody knows the deli's a 24/7, right? When I did open it up, a couple of years go by, and then, always having a little issue there, a little issue there. I reached out to try to get finance for my company, right? But everything was about putting your personal name. My credit was no good. This was no good. And all of a sudden, these companies started. And they're all telling me they're revenue-based. I started looking into it, started getting into it, and eventually got into the business of this, right? Revenue-based financing. We opened up, I started working for a company as a broker and this. I started learning the business, and it was great, right? Before the pandemic. Then the pandemic hit, and it was a little offsetting because a lot of businesses had to shut down and this. It was a big mess for everybody involved. And then a lot of people did have on their personal names a lot of issues and stuff like that because of that. Credit, of course, dropped for a lot of people, and a lot of people couldn't get financing to get their business up and running again. So this is where we opened up Eurus Funding. We started helping people out. And the most important things are, we look at everything as a whole, right? But we base everything off of what we see of what your revenues come from, your business. So this is where it's important, right? So more about that background, we'll get back to that later. But we opened up the company, we started looking at files, we started funding people, and we worked from there. And now we built it up to a point where we do report to Equifax as a trade line also. We do a lot of things to help the people. We're educating our clients how to properly use the funds and everything along with that. And eventually people understand that you don't need to put your personal name and your on everything, right? You can use your EIN, your tax ID number. So this is where we educate. This is where we kind of formulate this. Funding happens within 24 hours in most cases. We don't have to jump through a million hoops. Once again, if everything is done right and everything is up to par with everything, you could get funding within 24 hours into your account and get your business going the right way.
Okay, I love that. Felix, I know you and Rob have a history. Could you tell me what interested you in working with Eurus?
So I worked with Rob in the past, and when we started, Aaron and I, FairFigure, the lift is only $500. It's not here to help you lift your business out of poverty. It's there to help you lift your credit score, your business credit score, help you build for the next deal, whatever you're working with. Because building a business is building blocks. You need to make a foundation, and then you grow higher and higher and higher. You look at a business that's 30, 40 years old, they might as well be a skyscraper compared to your single family residence that's a ranch that you're still trying to build. And with that said, a lot of FairFigure clients will be graduating from the lift program after the $500, and they're asking, what is the next step? Where can I get more money? And these were like in between clients where they were too big for us, but still very small for everybody else out there. And when I mean small, I'm talking about time in business is still less than 1 year. The revenue, it's still maybe like 5 to 10,000, and it's not 20, 30,000 what the medium other lenders type of want to see. So when I reached out to Rob, and I don't know, one of the questions we do want to ask him is, what does he look for in the underwriting file? But I can tell you right away, from what I've seen, if you're doing $5,000 per month in revenue, Eurus Funding will give you $3,500. And it's not going to be incremental funds like we're currently doing with the LIFT program. It's a full $3,500 that's going to be dispersed directly into your bank account. And that is the minimum. It's also on a weekly payment. It depends. There's a weekly payment option and there's a daily payment option. I'll let him talk more towards that. And also, it's not just revenue, guys, and I'm going to let Rob explain that. Even though two of his biggest factors is revenue and average daily balance is what is in your bank account. One thing he forgot to mention is the most important thing is
make sure it's a business account.
Business checking account.
Business checking
so
account.
If you don't have a business checking account, you can have $1 million in revenue going through there. And I'm talking to all you sole props out there who are continuously using your personal bank accounts. Just switch to a business account. It's free, guys. It's most likely free within your institution. And if it's not, if there's some monthly minimum costs, we have Mercury Bank available in our marketplace. It's totally free. No monthly obligations, no monthly minimums. Just go and work. We personally use Mercury as well for FairFigure. We think they're an amazing, amazing institution. The wires are free. The ACHs are free. So if you're looking to build your business and act and transact in business transactions, whether it's wires, ACHs, paying invoices, sending out invoices, you can do it all through Mercury Bank System, which I think is a great product. We had Wells Fargo in the past, and we moved on from them. Not because we didn't like Wells Fargo. They're a very superb type of bank, but we would have to pay for wires, we would have to pay for ACHs, then we have to pay, I think, $25 just to have an account with them to allow us to give them more money. And we're like, well, look at Mercury. They might not give us any interest in our checking account, which nobody does, but everything else is free. So we went from spending hundreds of dollars on fees to banks to now being zero. So this is not a plug for Mercury Bank. This is just a hookup from me to you. If you guys have experienced this issue, or you have an ongoing issue, or if you're looking for a new bank, you can look no further. Just go to our marketplace and sign up. I'm pretty sure it's very easy to qualify with them.
Guys, once again,
Awesome.
right, back to the business account. It's very important. We will not look at deals if they're personal accounts.
It's going to be an automatic
It's an
decline.
automatic decline, and we move on to the next file because we can't do anything with a personal account. We're doing revenue-based financing, right? And it gotta be from the revenue of the business. We have to see it in the business account. Very important. You have to get yourself a business account. Start now. We will need 3 months of business bank statements minimum, but you could right away get it and start generating business right now in the middle of the month. So start now. Everybody, if you don't have one, get it now. The business account is very important. All right, Jared. Oh, I'm sorry.
Garrett.
Yeah. Yeah, Garrett. No.
You must be thinking about somewhere,
I'm thinking ahead right now. I'm so sorry, guys.
No, it's all good. I respond to lots of things. So I love what you've gone over so far. EIN-only financing, revenue-based. If I remember right, you said you report to Equifax Business, right?
Yes.
Okay.
We report,
Excellent.
We report payments, of course, with the bad payments. Unfortunately, some people do have bad tendencies, but yes, we do report. It does increase. It looks good for the business credit to increase, right? That will open up so many other doors. And once again, our financing is available at 75%. You could reapply and get refinancing and renewal, right? Or let's say you just got financing from us and another project came up, right? You could always call in or send us in an email saying, hey, we need additional capital, we'll always look into that for you as well.
It's funny you said
Okay.
call them. Can you tell us more about, because guys, you're gonna like this, part of your approval process, once somebody connects their bank account, sends you their statements, whatever not, and you give it a one-over, now they're approved. Can you walk us through the next steps, Rob? How does that look once the file is approved? Because with FairFigure, it's all automated. And with you guys do it a little differently, from my understanding.
So,
I would love for you to share that.
Right. So I'm very old school. I like the personal touch, right? I like to get to know my clients. So you're going to receive a call from one of our team members, right? Once you do accept the offer that you receive via email, we're going to respond real quick. One of the team members says, please send us your driver license, your voided business check. Contracts will be sent via DocuSign automatically. Once the contract is signed, one of our team members will reach out to you just to have a little merchant interview and a funding call. And that's it. And then you receive money within an hour after the call. That's how it works. It's very simple. Once again, we have a personal touch. We like to get to know our people. We like to communicate. Communication is key for our company. Always communicate, whether it's a little struggle or you need a little more help or whatever it is, you communicate with us and we will always take care of your needs.
So Rob, just to be clear, somebody's approved with you, they have an approval, you issue them an approval, and then somebody from your team reaches out to them
Right away.
to go over the terms of the agreement.
Yes.
And if they like it and they agree, then you ask them for a copy of their driver's license and voided check to verify their identity, and then you send out the contracts to them, DocuSign. Then they return the DocuSign, and then you give them another call and you do the interview, correct? Where you go over again what they signed, to go over the terms and what you mentioned. If there's any issues, they can always give you a call back.
Right.
So that sounds really amazing. What is the fastest that you got somebody approved and put money in their hands?
Within 2 hours.
Wow, from start to finish.
From start to finish, meaning you applied, you went on our website, right, or you went through.
That's unbelievable. How many of those do you do a month? Because I don't know, people move that fast.
People move fast. Believe me, we do plenty. Our customers rely on us, and we rely on them to communicate quick. And we get deals out the door. 2 hours is very quick. On an average, let's say you applied at 11, by 3 p.m. you should have the money to. That's very easy.
I'm assuming that's by wire?
Yes, via wire. There's no charge to you for the wire unless your bank charges. The
What if it's, I'm gonna think what you guys are thinking. I'm just gonna say, what happens if the funding occurs at like 5, 6, 7 p.m. after hours?
So if it's after hours, we do set up an ACH and you receive the next morning before you wake up.
So the next day.
Yes.
So either way, even if they apply with you today in the afternoon and you approve them for funding, they'll get it by the morning. It's still within 24 hours.
Within 24 hours, you have funds in your account.
That's great. That's great.
All right. Well, definitely can't be that in terms of speed. So, Rob, you were going earlier into typical repayment terms, but could you go a little bit further into that, into how that works?
Yes. So Felix touched on that before. So our smallest funding is $3,500. We do go up to $50,000.
Oh, and a quick note, Rob. We got a note from someone that it sounds like it's a little bit difficult to hear you. Could you speak up just a little?
Sure. So we do funding from $3,500 to about $250,000. We do anywhere from 2 months to 5 months terms, and we have a repayment option of weekly and daily. Now, when I tell people weekly and daily, they kind of get turned off or this, that. Once again, it's a repayment. It's set. We tell you how much you're going to have to pay back, and that's exactly what it never changes and never fluctuates. So all it is we put a set price, whether it be a daily payment or a weekly payment. And I give that option on the call. My team and I do that, right? The option is simple. If you choose in a weekly payment, and that weekly payment comes up and you can't afford that weekly payment, it's going to hurt you. So some people, I give the option of daily, and they like it's spread out a little bit finer, right? And you have a smaller payment to worry about than one weekly payment. So that all takes into effect, and it's very simple to keep track of. You ask for a payment history; it's available for you at any time, and we keep track of it, right? Like I said, 75%, you will be receiving a call from us saying, "Hey, you've been doing great. We have more options available for you. Let's see what we could do this time." So you'll always be able to grow with you. As your company is growing, we'll grow with you. We'll get you the finance needed to escalate your business to the next level. And it also opens up a lot of doors because now you have a great payment history. So it opens up more doors for bigger financing.
So some of you guys are wondering, weekly, daily, 5 months, 2 months, sounds short. So I just want to shed some light onto that. When Rob said, the weekly might be too much to handle, if your weekly payment is $500 per day, if your weekly payment is $500 per week, but your average daily balance is $300 on any given day, so now you have to make sure that on that one specific day, you must have at least $500 to cover that weekly payment. But if you can break up that weekly payment into 5 daily payments at $100 per day, then you could easily handle that because you have $300 on average every day left over. That's a plus there. And now, as far as the term, everybody wants a monthly payment. Everybody wants an SBA loan, for example. But what is it really doing for you if you think about it? They give you the money one time, and now you're stuck making that payments on money that you already spent for the next 3 to 5 years. It's not like you're getting more money out of it. So with Eurus Funding is what they do is say, okay, guys, we'll give you a 5-month deal. In 3 months, you're 75% paid in. You need additional capital. I'm going to give you more money. We don't have to wait for you to pay everything back just for you to requalify. At the same time, if you apply with Eurus Funding and you were doing, let's say, as an example, $10,000 per month, and you got $5,000 out of it, and on a 5-month deal, and then 2 months after you took that deal, your business went through the roof. You're now doing $25,000, $30,000 per month. You can always go back early. You don't have to wait for the 75%. You could go back right there in month 2 and say, hey, I want to be reconsidered. Here's my bank statements. My business has improved tremendously. For example, I'm a landscaper. I picked up more accounts than I thought I was going to. I need additional equipment. I need a new mower. I need a new pickup truck, or my pickup truck is in the garage. I need to get it out. It's in the shop. That's when you come to a place like Eurus Funding to get funding. And the best part is they report. So everybody knows on this call how important trade lines are to our commercial business ecosystem. They provided you with one.
Yes.
And you can have a FairFigure Lift program product, and you can have a Eurus product simultaneously. You're building your credit twice as fast because we report as the financial trade line. They report as the financial trade line. There you go.
Awesome. So Rob, Ebony's asking, what's the minimum revenue requirement?
5,000 true revenue, 5,000 per month.
True revenue.
Okay,
Can you
okay.
explain that?
So
So 5,000 per month.
So true revenue is basically as this, right? This is revenue that's coming into your business. That's true. You're not transferring it from another account. You're not getting random payments from refunds from Amazon. That's not true revenue. True revenue, if you are, let's say, a restaurant, your credit cards are coming in, your Grubhubs, your Steamless, and all of that, that's your true revenue. We calculate that. We do not calculate the transfers you made from a savings account or a transfer from your personal account. It won't count. So make sure that the true revenue into that account, anything that comes in, is based for your business. So if you're a landscaper, don't have charges from, I don't know, I wouldn't even be able to say anything from Grubhub, I guess. You won't come in, right? So yeah, so make sure that it's coming in from the right places. That's the true revenue.
I'm sorry, Craig. Speaking of coming in and true revenue, what kind of deposits? How many deposits do you look at that? Can you tell us more intimate, in detail things? We know business bank account checked off, 10,000 per month revenue checked off. I have a couple $100 in my bank account, never negative, checked off. Are there still other factors that can kill the deal?
Yes. So let me just go back to one more thing, right? We missed a couple of things that it's very important to have an online presence of your business, right? You have to have a website. Please create yourself a business email, right? I see so many emails that I laugh a little. Some of the emails that I read, but an email for your business and an online presence. Have a website. Be on Google, right? When you want to Google a business, you want to have some reviews there, right? We read those too. They give us an insight, right? If we're putting money towards your business, it has to make sense. A big thing, if you have one deposit a month, it's not enough to get finance, because if that one deposit is missed, there's no more deposits coming. So we look at that. So we ask for 5 deposits per month minimum. Dailies, like we touched base on, please, no negative days. Try to keep your account healthy. So meaning healthy, 500 daily ledger is a must, average. So every day you should be able to have $500 in your account at all times. Do not go negative. Once again, we look at that. Big, like I said.
Will that average daily balance, if they're doing $100,000 per month, but if their average daily balance is always like 500 a day, will they get that 100,000, or how much will they qualify if they're only keeping 500 a day?
So if you're keeping $500 a day, I'm going to do the math where you're going to afford only up to a payment of that. You can't go further, right? If you're doing 100K, you could qualify for up to 75,000, but your daily ledger has to support it, right? So at that moment, I'm going to start looking for a daily ledger of $1,500 a day and up. So it has to balance out. The bigger the business, the better the balance is, the better the fund. That's simple rules up to that.
Thank you for saying
very
that.
Good.
Online presence is super important for FairFigure as well.
Very important. If I do not find you on Google, I can't give you an offer.
All you home-based businesses that are consultants or whatever not, and you're home-based and you don't have an online presence and you're using a Gmail, don't expect a huge windfall to come to your direction. You're gonna attract much smaller funders that's going to want to come to you, much smaller funding amounts, if any. Because if the revenue is not too hot and it's home-based and there's no online presence and you're using a Gmail or a Yahoo email address, I'm not here to offend anybody, but no one's going to take your business seriously. Maybe that's why it is a reason that the revenue is low, because there is no online presence, because it is home-based. How are people looking for you? How are people finding you? If it's revenue-based financing, that you need to show revenue that is coming.
Let me just touch base on that. Some of the examples of that, right? Let's say, like you brought up, the lawnmower, the landscaping company, right? The smaller ones that I usually run into are a 1-2-man show, but they don't have online presence. That means they can't get new clients. It's only word of mouth, and it's going to take 1,000,000 years for you to get that going. But if you're online and you have one customer, and then they gave you a good Google review, you're going to be able to pop up. Now, if I'm Googling on my app, right, and I'm saying landscaping around me, and you pop up, guess what? This is how you make the business. You're going to start getting more and more clients, because everybody these days are Googling everything. So
it's free to register.
Very important. Yeah, it doesn't cost you anything to register. Get yourself a website, put your hours there, what you do, a little description, whatever it is. Make yourself a website. Websites don't cost much these days. AI helps out with a lot of it. It's very simple and easy, but that's the number one thing to get your business on the right track to success.
Yeah, we have a website developer on our marketplace. It's AI based. It's super cheap. I think it's like less than $100, and you have a website in like 90 seconds. I don't know how they do it. It's super cheap and super fast. I don't even remember the names. So I can't even plug them in, but they are in our marketplace if you look for them.
Well, the webinar we did with CEO Creative, they specifically have that functionality, so they're definitely one of the options. Yeah.
Amazing. There you go. Thank you, Garrett.
Yeah. Before we went too far afield, Sean C had a quick question. He asked a little bit ago, is there a prepayment penalty?
No, you could pay off as early as you want. There's never a penalty to pay off early.
Is there a discount to pay off early?
If you pay in within 15 days of the deal being done, yes, there is a discount on that. And each contract we go over it on the phone.
Perfect.
So
And
guys,
then
I don't
Tanya
know if you could tell, by Rob. Rob is very personal, meaning that the company is run personally. There's always a phone call. There is a phone number. I know FairFigure does not have a phone number. We're always on chat support. I apologize about that, but that's why we have partners such as Eurus. If you now speak with people in the past, some of them who are your clients, from my understanding, Eurus works with them if they're having an issue. For example, they took out like a 3-month loan deal, whatever, and then it's been 1 month or 1.5 months, or maybe it's been 3 weeks, and something happened dramatically in the business. The hurricane came and the roof came off, or there was a flood or something. My understanding, Rob works with everybody. He does not want to send you to collections. He does not want to send you to the credit bureaus with a derogatory trade line, but it's a help me help you scenario where he can't help you if you're not reaching out to him. If you think that your bank account is going to be negative tomorrow and not going to cover his payment, and then you decide to call the bank and block it, that is the absolute worst thing you can do.
It's a red flag with a trigger.
That's automatic, and that's, from my understanding, automatically goes to the legal department.
Yes.
Because you cannot block it. Well, if you know it's going to be negative, take the negative. It's going to have a lot less effect than if you block the payment. And if you know you're going to be negative tomorrow, pick up the call somebody from Rob's team, from Eurus's team, and say, hey, I'm having an issue tomorrow, blah, 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 blah. They will work with you. But do not stop payments, do not block payments. We are still humans as a society. AI, there's no Borgs walking around yet. So you can give Rob a call, another human will answer the phone, and you guys will come to a compromise and make sure we get you in and out of this thing as quickly as possible.
And I know this winter was harsh across America. And we had a lot of people calling us, doing the right thing, and calling us, hey, the winter hit, we were not prepared. So Georgia and
snow in
Texas, they all got snow they were not prepared for. They were shut down for like a week. And everybody was calling, hey, this is what's going on. We are humans. We understand. Thank you for communicating. I paused them. I lowered payments. I did whatever I had to do to make sure that their business does not suffer. We're not here to kill the business. We're here to grow with you. We're here to help. Don't make it hard on us to help you. So always be communicating with us. My phone is always on. I never turn my phone off. I answer it 24/7. My guys that work with us, the team, everybody's always working from Monday through Friday. Banking hours wise, we're always reachable. Any other day, you could shoot us a text, an email, or whatever it is. If we don't pick up that moment, believe me, within an hour or two, you will probably get an email or text or call back, because we're always working to help our clients.
I love that. I love that. So there was another question here that I thought was interesting. Tanya was asking if you help startups. So how far back do you go? How far back do you look for the revenue?
So we do have a requirement of 6 months in business with revenue. And once again, right, we touched on that before. 6 months in business, You have to do minimum 5K in revenue a month, and that will qualify you for your first finance.
Okay. And how long do you need
But
to have
again,
that
if
5K
the
month
revenue, sorry guys, if the revenue guys is on the lower side, then you're gonna need like additional compensating factors. I think this brings back to have a website, have a company email, show them you're legit. You're not making money yet, not a lot of money, but at least, hey, I'm out there. I have a phone number, I have a registered business, I am online, I'm foundable, I have a business email. And this is gonna show the underwriter that, you know what, okay, this person is trying, they're building a business. That's our client. That's why they're here. Versus somebody who was in the same exact situation, $3,500 a month, home base, no online presence, no real email, maybe 4 or 5 deposits per month, just the minimum. Person might get declined.
Yeah.
So
good call out.
yeah,
Good call
you
out.
were saying something. I apologize to interrupt.
I was just asking how far back do we need to see that 5,000 per month in revenue?
It has to be consistent for over 3 months.
3 months. Okay.
And
So I'd say
you don't have 5K month, then a $100 a month, and then a $10,000 a month. That doesn't work. So it has to be consistent. 5, 7, 6, 5, 7, 6. You know, we want to make sure that you're a consistent business. We don't like to see months that you took off or didn't have any business, right? That means once again there was a lack of online presence or whatever it is, and it didn't work. Something is off, right? So you got to make sure your business is steadily running, where you have enough income there to show us that you are a business that's doing the right thing and on the right track to grow. We don't want to see a business that does great 1 month and then fails the next month and then does a reboot because something was off.
Do you fund soul props?
Yes, we do soul props, but once again, make sure you have a business account. A lot of soul props do the same thing, use their personal account. It is not a smart idea. Use a business account.
It's useful.
very good. Yeah, very good. Very good. So I know we've talked about a lot of things so far. Common decline reasons. We've touched on that a little bit. Could you go even more into that, Rob?
Common decline reasons. So number 1, right? We talked about the business account. Number 2 and number 3, important things: consistent revenue, the daily ledgers. Then we start looking at how many deposits a month you actually do. Where the deposits coming from? We also look at where the withdrawals go. Where are you spending your money? I don't like to see when I go into a business account and we see FanDuel, DraftKings. We don't like to see that. Coinbase. Your business account should be for your business. All those other things I mentioned should be on your personal account. Once again, differentiate. Those are a lot of things we kill deals for. We also, once again, online presence. If we start searching for your business online and we can't find anything, we have to look deeper into your business. Somehow, some way, but usually we kind of tend to decline if there is no online presence and you're a very small business, because that shows you're not going to be able to grow. Simple as that. Those are the main factors. Anything else, pretty much, we're very fair about going back to one of our clients. She started a lot of business, and she was a notary public, right?
Notary.
And she was a notary, right? Public notary. But she made herself a little website. She went online, put herself up there. She started making like $3,000-4,000 a month in the first month. But because of that online presence, and then she went out there and she went to like law offices and this and that and signed them on board, she started making $6,000-7,000. This was about 8 months ago. This lady is doing about $30,000 a month right now. We started her funding at $3,500. She's up to $20,000. She took from me a couple of weeks ago. She's doing a great weekly payment with me. She's been a great customer. She talks to me at least once a week, and she just gives me her little thing, like what she did this week to improve her business. We don't mind. I like to talk to my clients. Like I said, communication is key. There's clients that I've been working with for 4 or 5 years. They've taken plenty of money from me, great pairs, and I just seen their business grow. And this is what we strive for. We want to help people do the right thing, open up the right business, what they love doing, right? But we're going to educate you to put you on the right path to make sure the business grows. That's our key.
Speaking of people, I know we don't usually touch upon this, but I know Eurus does look at it in the past, so I'm not sure if that changed. Percentage of ownership. What happens if there's more than one owner in the company? How does that affect the funding with your company?
So once again, both owners, we check who the owners are, right? Make sure they are on paper what they say they are. Once again, if you're a 50-50 owner, we'll need both of you on the contracts. If you are a 7% owner, you have a 30% owner there, we might not need him at the 30% owner. We just need the 7% owner, but we will still check out who the 30% owner is to make sure that the business is running the right way, and making sure there's no hidden agendas behind the ownership. That's the number one thing. But we don't mind having multiple owners as long as 51% ownership is on the contract.
Thank you for that. Can we also talk about, you mentioned that you do not pull personal credit whatsoever, correct?
No, we do
So you do not pull personal credit, no soft credit, none of that.
No.
But like FairFigure, I'm sure you still require a social security number for the application for the bank. Is that true?
100%.
Okay.
100%. You have to have a social security number. You have to be a U.S. resident. You have to have a tax ID number. And I know a lot of businesses are on the newer side, so they do fill out an SS4 form where the ownership is mentioned, but it doesn't really state it. But once again, we need that paperwork, the SS4 form, to proceed with funds.
Now, this SS4 form is a form that they provide to you, to your company at time of funding?
Yeah, they either provide that on company or we usually have that already on here. So it's two things. But every step you'll receive an email and a call saying, hey, we need this and that, and very easy to communicate. Like I said, our process is fast because our team moves fast.
So you mentioned that you want to check out both owners, even the 30%, but the 30% would not go on the contract, I'm assuming?
Would not go on.
But you're going to see if anything happens.
Right.
So I'm just going to play devil's advocate here for you guys. So let's say that 30% owner, they switched ownership because not particularly he's a bad person, but they defaulted in the past, whether it's on this business or a new business. And that is the reason why they're trying to hide their identity with the ownership. But I understand they're trying to hide, but can you maybe shed some light on situations where there was a previous default, they're not hiding it? How does Eurus approach and look at it? Is this person ever going to get money, or because they had a default in the past, now they're never going to get money?
So
how do you look at that?
So we look at it as a whole picture. So if you defaulted in the past and there was a legitimate reason for the default, but you did reconcile and you did make a payment plan and eventually paid them off, we will still work with you. That means you're a hard-working person. You had something happen in life, and a lot of the things happened during the pandemic, right? A lot of businesses shut down. They couldn't pay their bills. There was judgments filed on the business, on the person. We will still work with you. We understand what happened. We were in a bad place ourselves at that time. So we knew people needed to rebuild. You will get an offer. It's going to be on the lower end, and it's going to be the most shortest term we do. But this will be your footstep back in the door onto the right path. You're going to start building your credit back up, your business credit. But at the same time, when underwriters look at your bank statements, they're going to see that you had a default in the past, but look, you have a payment history now. There's something changed, something this. So people are not going to be willing to work with you because you did receive something from us and you're doing great by making your payments on time. So this is a plus for you, right? If you have that, be upfront with it, because if we catch something on our end without you telling us first, this will be a negative and an automatic default. So be upfront, be like, hey, had this situation, we defaulted in the past, had to switch ownerships, or I had to give majority owner to whoever it is, a friend, a spouse, uncle, a brother, whatever it is, and you put them on the thing, they have to understand that they're now liable for this, right? But at the same time, it's the business is liable. It's the business.
It's the EIN that
it's
it's attached
the EIN numbers attached to it. So we will base everything off of the revenue still, but we'll take into consideration what happened in the past. Like I said, if we do find that you didn't tell the truth or whatever it is, we do call the other companies that you defaulted with or whatever it is, and we ask them, hey, did they do right? Did they really make a payment plan? Everything like that. Everything checks out, the funding will still be there.
Let me just jump in here, guys. Thanks for breaking that down, Rob. People have been asking, how do we get connected to you? How do we sign up? This sounds great. I dropped a link to our marketplace in the chat where you can find Eurus Funding. I'm just going to share my screen here really fast. You do have to have a FairFigure free account, which most of you guys, I believe you do. If you don't, sign up for a free FairFigure account and then go to our marketplace loans. You'll see Eurus right here at the top, featured lender. And this is part of the value we're trying to bring to you guys. You know, Rob's been here. He's being transparent. He's being open. He's spilling the beans. The traditional banks, they don't want you guys to know how to qualify. They like to keep that secret. But he's telling you everything you need to do to qualify, because it's a win-win. If you show up having everything ready to go, it's an easy yes for him. He gets a new customer. You are not declined. You get your money within 24 hours, and everybody wins. So apply now here for Eurus. This is where you can find him. And we want to transition now into Q&A. Gigi, I know you're backstage.
Can I add one thing, guys? Me being an underwriter, previous life or whatever you want to call it, it's been a while. There's one thing I can say to everybody on here. Everybody has a story. Everybody has a story. Being an underwriter, I heard so many of these stories, far-fetched, not far-fetched. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna be as brutal, honest as possible. Your story does not matter. Your default, what happened during COVID, yeah, it's a story. However, being an underwriter, coming from an underwriting world myself, evidence and facts speak the truth. So they see there's a judgment against you for a prior default on a company that you had, and now you paid them off or you're on a payment plan, and you can document that. But that's all we want to see. That's all they want to see. They don't care about your story or how bad they wronged you, this and that. It's an underwriter. You got to have thick skin. So underwriters do not listen to stories. They only look at facts and what's in front of them. So if you're in that situation, I hope you're not, but if you ever do find yourself in that situation, make sure everything is documented and you can present it to an underwriter at the time of need.
When linking your accounts in Plaid, please make sure you're linking your business bank account. Yeah. That is number one thing, because I do see a lot of people linking their cash apps for some reason. They link somehow savings accounts. I don't look at those. I look at the business account only. And if your business account shows 0 daily ledger, 0 deposits, it's just an automatic decline. You'll probably get an email saying, hey, do you have another business account or anything like that?
I'm sorry to interrupt. I know we're running out of time. 5 seconds. FairFigure only allows you to connect one business checking account because that's all we need to underwrite. Most young businesses only have one account. However, Eurus Funding, they'll accept 2, 3, as long as they're business checking accounts to this business EIN, then you can send them 2, 3 accounts, checking accounts, and all of them will be considered for the funding. All right, Gary, let's take it away.
We got Gigi. Hi.
I'm taking over here. How are you guys doing? Okay, so we have a question from Ebony. What about Stripe and PayPal deposits?
They count as true revenue, yes. PayPal and Stripe, they're both credit card processing. When they hit your account, we count that as true revenue. That's good.
Okay. And Vida, sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Do you work with nonprofits? And if so, is it the same criteria?
Unfortunately, no, we do not work with nonprofits.
Okay.
FairFigure does.
Yeah, we do. Okay, we have here. So Alicia wants to know if she can get on the phone one-on-one with someone. Maybe we can share a number here and who she can talk to.
Well, I believe there's a number on Eurus's website.
Yeah, we can share it in the chat as well. Alex, my EIN applications is still in progress. As an international founder, that requirement is slowing down the process. I had known I would have requested it, and when I started a company a year ago.
So I missed the first part.
So he doesn't. This person does not have a social security number. They have an EIN number, which is for temporary.
Unfortunately, we cannot fund it.
Okay. And I believe the other questions were. I believe the other questions were answered as we went on. Anyone else has any more questions we can answer? We covered all the ones here already.
There was one way back from Sean about, and we've covered this in previous webinars, but about can I use my personal cell phone or do I need a dedicated business phone number?
So we suggest that you do have a dedicated business number, but we would like to have your cell phone because like I said, I want to be able to communicate with you and I want to be able to reach you, not your employees. I don't want to discuss with your employees your personal business. So I want to be able to reach you personally. You're the owner. You're the one making decisions. You're the one's going to be calling me. I'm going to be talking to you.
And a lot of times, two-factor authentication is a factor. So do not put that listed as a landline because you're never going to get that.
Yeah.
So cell phone is always good. We always encourage it.
If somebody wants to set up a business line easily and they have maybe a home-based business, what do we recommend for that?
Open up a second line on your cell phone. Open up a second
dedicated line.
Dedicated line just for that. That would
Google Voice, Grasshopper, Nextiva, right?
Right. So
As
whatever
long
it
as
is,
it's SMS friendly, not just for us, but in future endeavors that you deal with future vendors. Even GoDaddy sends you a code when you call.
And let's go back to the person that wants to talk to somebody right now. Go write us an email right now, info@eurusfunding.com. Write an email, write the question, and I'll have a team member reach out to you right away.
By phone.
Via phone. Yes,
Okay.
we'll just start via phone. Reach out via phone. We'll have a nice chat.
All right. Well, I think we're pretty much wrapped up here. Again, you've got the FairFigure Marketplace Loans URL pinned right here in the chat. Eurus would love to hear from you guys. And thanks for joining the webinar. And recordings will be going out shortly. Have a good one, guys.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.